Welcome back for another video. This time I have some eBay purchases for you and some great stuff that I found at an antique mall while I was up in Michigan back home visiting my parents. So let's get right to it. Some stuff that I'm excited about and I'd like to share it with you guys. So here we go. All right, some great stuff in this video. Starting off with a couple smaller purchases. Got this one. Russell Wilson, obviously the quarterback for the Denver Broncos. He was obviously drafted by the Colorado Rockies. This is from 2010 Bauman Draft, I believe. And I picked these up in a lot, relatively cheap. Obviously, he had a pretty bad year this year. If he has a good year and turns the franchise around and they end up going to the playoffs or whatever, I feel like these have great growth potential. I've bought and sold many of these throughout the years as he's kind of risen and fallen in popularity. So, but picked these up really cheap. So, really, it's a no risk on these ones. So, first acquisition there. This one I was really excited about. So, these are from 1978 Marvel. You can see in the bottom down there. This was a game, and it has 19 different cards, as well as the Doctor Doom game card. I picked up this lot for really cheap on eBay. You can see they're oversized, so they're kind of inconvenient to collect, but the artwork on these things is awesome. The 70s Marvel style artwork is so cool looking. So Scarlet Witch, Vision, couple Visions. Oh, there's two of each card in the decks, in the full decks. The Hawkeyes here, got some marker on them, so that's not cool, but I can easily replace one of the cards if I wanted to build the entire deck. Couple Ghost Riders, Silver Surfer, Falcon. One of the Falcons has some marker on him. The Black Panther, I love the Black Panther one. The Daredevil's really cool. The Doctor Strange is a really neat one. Another one with marker on it. Captain Marvel, Thor, Iron Man, Captain America, Invisible Girl, Human Torch, a couple of those, The Thing, Mr. Fantastic, the Hulk, and of course my favorite, Spider-Man. So pick these up. I just love the vintage look of them. They're aged, obviously. They're all creased. They've been played with. I think it's just a great looking collection. And these are great for decoration. You know, like if you were ever building a display within a shelf or something, these would be great for the background of that. You could either leave them out of the case or you can find a top loader that's the right size for them. But I just thought that they were great. They're from the 70s. They're vintage. They're Marvel. It's everything that I was looking for, and the artwork is awesome. So I picked those up really cheap. I think I paid did I pay like $20 shipped for the entire lot of these? And when they're in good condition, they sell for like $7 to $10 a card. And so I figured it was really a no loss there. It's such a cool little thing, and if it stays in my collection, it stays in my collection forever and always. I love it. Oh, I forgot to point out these. I focused on these in my last Spider-Man opening video where I opened up those Metal Universe cards. These are 3 of the comics that I found at the antique mall. So this one is a Marvel team-up. The one in the middle there is Spectacular Spider-Man. I'm trying to build that entire run of Spectacular Spider-Man. I think the early run of Spectacular Spider-Man is like 200 and some odd issues. So I'm working kind of on the lower numbers. That's number 104. And so I have about 60 or 70 of the issues. And then this cool Defenders one over here has some great artwork on it. Excellent pieces. It's got the Daredevil, Hulk, in the bottom down there. But really cool comics, and I figured they were a good background for this video. So that was kind of the extent of my eBay purchases. So, and then when we were up in Michigan visiting my parents over Christmas, my dad was like, hey, the Antique Mall is having an annual sale that they do every year around New Year's. So we went out there and found some great stuff. There was a couple booths that had some cards, some comic collection stuff. And so I was able to dig around in there for a while and find some really cool stuff. So we'll start out with, got a Walter Payton, just a mix of sports cards and then some comic stuff and some other stuff. So Walter Payton card. Figure I do shows around here in the Chicagoland area. People will scoop that up in a heartbeat. Tim Horton, the coffee and donut store, is named after this guy. So I love the look of vintage hockey cards. Picked it up. I think I paid less than $1 because it was $1 for cards that were not marked, and it was in a 25% off. So I got it for 75 cents. I picked up a few 1958 cards that I did not have in my set yet. So a couple of them, pretty rough condition. Obviously, they have some holes punched in them. But who knows what kids did with them in 1958. But all cards I did not have for my set. And so those will go right into the 58 collection that I'm building slowly over time. Also picked up some 1968s that I did not have. Joe Torre. Obviously the namely one there is Frank Robinson. Frank Robinson. Got a Lou Piniella rookie. Sweet Lou, manager of the Cubs. Anytime I can find them for around $1 a piece, and these were on sale for less than $1 a piece, I'm going to scoop them up just because it's the cheapest way to complete that set for me. And then also the 69 set. And I picked up a few of those, more 69s than I did 68s, just because there was more of them there. But I haven't checked these. I just went through and I grabbed the ones that I thought that I might need for my set. And again, you can see most of them are $1 a piece. And so they were easy to scoop up and add to the collection. Couple modern inserts I picked up. I did not have this Derek Jeter Mini 2001 private stock. So did not have that one in the collection yet. Scoop that one up. And I absolutely love late 90s acetate and die cut cards. Acetate is a clear card. You can see how it's kind of see-through. These Gallery of Heroes inserts are extremely desirable. They continue to remake the Gallery of Heroes inserts even today in 2022. And this is a Mark McGwire. 1998 was this one? No, this is 2000. 2000. Topps Gallery. Yeah, I guess it's in the top corner there. I probably should have just looked at that. Topps Gallery, Gallery of Heroes. So, really cool insert there. Love that one. I picked that up for, I think it was $1 for that one. Maybe even a couple bucks. This one I picked up. Couldn't pass on a Reggie Jackson game-used bat. The other guys on there, Steve Garvey was a good one. But the other guys on there, whatever. But Ron Say and Bert Campaneris. But figured it was a really neat card. I know I paid like $5 for it with 25% off. So what is that? $4, $3.50, $3.75. So, yep, picked that up. Relatively cheap. Figure that's an easy one that I could flip later on if somebody comes around. So, the rest of them, it's adding to my comic and Marvel and Star Wars collections. So, first thing I picked up were these. A couple of them. It's really hard to see them in the top loaders here. But they are from Doritos 3D, 1998, I think. 96. There's a couple of these. I paid $3 a piece for them. I had never seen them before. I thought they were super cool and too cool to leave there. So at $3 a piece, and then whatever the discount was, this one is Han in the Millennium Falcon gunner seat there. So this one's obviously the X-Wing. Pick those up. They're cool to add to the Star Wars collection. I love them. I've shown these in a few of my previous videos, but these 1974 and 75 Topps Marvel stickers. I picked up the Iron Fist, the Kung Fu, and the Submariner, Don't Pollute My Waters. So I picked both of these up at about $3 or $4 a piece. Excellent vintage cards. I think I actually already have that one, or maybe even both of them. But at $3 or $4 a piece, I'm going to pick up every one of them that I find because they are so cool. And although it looks like he's wearing like women's shoes, maybe Iron Fist was really a woman. I will pick these up at that price any day of the week because my buddies love them and I can trade them for stuff that I may want. And also, if they don't want them or if they already have them, then I can easily sell these at a show. And I picked up, like I've shown you before, I've been building the 1966 Batman Black set. These are 3 of them that I needed for the set. Picked these up, and I think, again, they were $2 to $4 a piece. I think these 2 might have been $2 a piece, and then this one was $4. But the Spikes of Death, that one's really cool on that one. Robin Rescued. That's great artwork. It's got the Riddler in there, Robin and Batman all on the same card. Really neat. And then this one, the Catwoman. So pick those up. Those will fill in some gaps in my set. I think I only need like 10 or 12 more from that series. And this one is one more of those. One of the biggest cards in that series is the Robin. I picked this up as a steal. Obviously, you can see the condition of this is terrible. Creases everywhere. The edges are all torn up. But guess what? I have a number 2 Robin that I got for like $3 plus $4 shipping. So I'm into it for $6 or $7 all in, and it fills that gap. The most expensive one is the Batman number 1. The Batman number 1 is going to be a pretty big expenditure at some point, or maybe I can trade for it at some point down the road, hopefully, so I don't have to shell out some cash for it. But the Batman, or the Robin number 2, was one that I had to pick up when I saw how good of a deal it was. Even though it's in terrible condition, at some point down the road, maybe I can upgrade it if I want to keep the set or whatever. But for now, this will be the placeholder for that set. Last couple things here. Picked up this great Spider-Man die cut. It was a Wizard promo card. Wizard was the comic book company in the 90s and early 2000s. And this was a great die cut. Cool looking artwork on it. Sticking to the wall. It's got the spider web die cut there. I'm noticing down there that Ralph Macchio is the Spider-Man editor. Ralph Macchio, that's the guy that was in Karate Kid, right? Am I seeing that correctly there? But that's kind of funny to me. So, really cool card for the PC. Love that Spider-Man artwork. I was considering getting it graded, or slabbed, but up here along the die cuts are so tough to grade because of that. You can see there's a lot of chipping along the edges. The corners look pretty clean for the most part, but that chipping along the edge really concerns me about how they would grade that. The surface looked pretty good, but the last thing that I found was quite a steal. It was just in a glass cabinet, and it was just a jewel case with a bunch of Star Wars, 1977 Topps Star Wars, the first run, the blue set. And it was marked at $20, but that booth was having a 50% off sale on that day. So there was only 6 of them in there that I actually needed for my set. The Obi-Wan Kenobi, searching for the little droid. Lord Vader threatens Princess Leia. Luke checks out his new droid. You can see there's some writing on there. Somebody had fun with these when they were a kid, but I'm okay with that. The droids are reunited. And the villainous Darth Vader. This one's in really rough shape. It's got a hole through it, got a big crease in the middle. But like I said before, especially with like the Batman set, I need them to fill the set so I can complete it. And then later on I can worry about upgrading. But the reason that I spent the money for this, well, obviously I would have bought it even if Luke wasn't in there. But the Luke number 1. The Luke number 1 in this condition is probably a $20 to $25 card by itself. And so I already have a Luke number 1, and this one is actually better than the Luke that I have in my set. So I'm going to replace that with this one, and then I may trade off the other one or sell it. If that way I can pick up some more stuff to complete the other Star Wars sets that I have to complete. So the Luke was in there. Great Han Solo card. I love that one. The Princess Leia was in there. The Obi-Wan was in there. There's some excellent, excellent cards. This one is in really rough shape, but that's okay. These will just kind of go into that extra surplus of Star Wars cards. I'm going to go through my set and check out the conditions of the ones that I have in the set and see if I can upgrade them by any of these. Now, these are not in great shape. Some of them are pretty good. Like this Luke and Han in the trash compactor, I guarantee is probably better than the one that I have. Even though it has a little crease right there, still looks pretty darn good. And so I'm going to go through my set and I'm going to replace the ones that need replacing. And then I'm going to kind of put these in. This is one of my favorite cards in the set right there. Such a cool card. And then I'm going to kind of put these with the other surplus that I have of the Star Wars cards that I picked up a couple months ago. Another Luke Skywalker card. Love it. A Day of Rejoicing. And, of course, the iconic Harrison Ford as Han Solo. This one has some marking on it. As the X-Wing fighter pilot. So, that is the extent of my eBay and antique mall shopping. I mean, even if it was just these 4 things, I would be ecstatic. The fact that I have extra stuff beyond this, baseball, a couple football cards, some other stuff, like, this was a great kind of haul from a couple eBay transactions and then an antique mall, which just kind of hit at the right time. So hopefully me sharing this with you is exciting for you. I am absolutely loving this vintage non-sport stuff. It's making me want to go buy more and more and more of it, which is probably a bad thing because this stuff can get really pricey, especially when you look at anything decent condition. If you ever have a comment or a suggestion, or you just want to ask a question, please feel free. I really enjoy responding to you and my viewers. And if you have any suggestions about how to make the channel better or suggestions of what videos we could do in the future, please share them with me. Otherwise, have a fantastic weekend, and I will talk to you soon. See you.